Good evening and welcome. Tonight we will be going over the history and geography of Chanthaburi in Thailand. Yep, we're back in Thailand. If you're a regular viewer, we've been talking a lot about Thailand, and there's more to come. We'll have more Thailand next week. It's one of the things with going in alphabetical order around the world. There are a lot of provinces of Thailand that start with CHA. So we're going to be here frequently, which is wonderful, isn't it? Because Thailand is a gorgeous country, and this province is no exception. There are some really beautiful, beautiful natural sights. You can see one national park right here, which of course we will look at later on Google Earth because there is an important pilgrimage spot in that park. But when we were talking about Cha Chuang Sao, was it a week ago, 2 weeks ago? I talked about how this area had a lot of forest. It continues into this province. And there's a lot of forest over here on the border with Cambodia. You can see right here. But this area is pretty, I don't want to say mountainous, but has its high elevations. You can see all of the rivers coming down from the mountains here. And it, of course, has a beautiful coastline here with beaches on the Gulf of Thailand here. Chanthaburi sits near the mouth of the Chanthaburi River, hence the name. And this area is really known for its fruit. They grow a lot of fruit here, in particular durians and mangosteens, fruits from Southeast Asia, like all of the popular fruits from Southeast Asia. And this area is also known for its gemstone mining. We will look at the really interesting gemstone market in Chanthaburi later in this episode. But let's talk about the history here, because there's not a lot of history that happened in this province specifically, but there is a very important event in Thai history that occurred here at Chanthaburi. So let's hop a bit in history to the kingdom of Ayutthaya, which ruled over a lot of the area, especially down here that we know of Thailand today. Very powerful kingdom, but they were attacked by the Burmese over here in what's now Myanmar/Burma. They sacked the capital, and now I need a Thai historian to let me know. It would be Taksin the Great. He was either a prince or the king of Ayutthaya. He becomes King Taksin of Thonburi. So all the sources I read called him King Taksin, but I don't think he was king of Ayutthaya at this time. So someone has to let me know, but it was Taksin the Great. Fled Ayutthaya, and as they were attacking it, he fled, and wound up here at Chonburi, where he started his base to reclaim the kingdom. He used this area as a recruitment center and just a main base of operations to defeat the Burmese. And this would be in the year 1767. This started. So this is a big King Taksin heartland. And like I said, that would be the end of Ayutthaya. He would go on to found Thonburi, which would be located just outside of what's now Bangkok. And eventually the capital will be moved over to what's now Bangkok, which is the capital today of the Kingdom of Thailand. There's a famous fact about Thailand's history, or Siam at this point, that the French never colonized Thailand. They came through the rest of Southeast Asia, claiming areas for themselves, but could never manage to infiltrate and take over the kingdom of Siam. But this area is a brief exception. At one point in 1893, a French, I guess like a warship, was sailing by on a river near here, since they had just claimed what's now Cambodia. And there was some kind of miscommunication, and the soldiers here in Siam fired on the French boat. And that was all the French needed to say, oh, we get to invade now. And they took over this area. It sparked a brief war there with the Siamese and the French, which ended in 1905. They came to an agreement and drew the borders, which you see here, the border of Thailand and Cambodia today, to establish where the Kingdom of Siam would end and French Indochina would begin. And they drew that line right there. And so this area became part of Siam again. Eventually Thailand, right? There's one more interesting historical fact about this province. Everyone knows that Thailand is an incredibly Buddhist country. If you didn't know that, you now know. Most of the people in Thailand practice Buddhism. There are Wats everywhere. There are huge Buddhist festivals held throughout the country, throughout the year. I believe Thailand has freedom of religion, but it is majority Buddhist. But here in Chanthaburi, we have the largest population of Catholics. Now, why is that? One of the reasons for that is that a lot of the Catholics here are not ethnically Thai. They are actually Vietnamese. Throughout many periods of the 20th century, Vietnamese Catholics needed to flee their homes for one reason or another. Either it was escaping persecution from one group or another, most famously being the Communist Revolution in Vietnam, which sparked the Vietnam War, as we call it here in the United States, which led to the northern Vietnamese taking over the South and establishing a communist country. And what's interesting in Vietnam today, we talked about when we were looking at the regions of Vietnam down in the South, is that there are Catholic populations there today. So it's not like Vietnam is still persecuting Catholics or anything like that, because it's a communist country, and communism typically frowns upon any organized religion. So it's not like that today, but no one knew that at the time, right? The communists are coming. If you're very ingrained in your religious belief, you know that they will come for you. I mean, they came for the Buddhists in Mongolia. They came for many of the Muslims in Russia, which we're going to talk about later this week, actually, when we go to Chechnya. I look forward to that. They came for, even Christian Orthodox in Russia when the Soviets took over. So rightfully so, many Catholics fled Vietnam in many different segments of Vietnamese history in the 20th century, particularly during the 1960s, 1970s. And a lot of them wound up here safely in Thailand. And there is, I believe it was built in the 1940s or 50s, a huge Catholic cathedral here, the largest in Thailand, for the Vietnamese Catholic population there. And in a nutshell, that's pretty much all of the historical facts that I found for you about Chanthaburi province. With that being said, we have a lot to look at on Google Earth. So let me dim the lights and grab my tablet, and we will explore Chanthaburi on Google Earth. Let's go. Here we are in Chanthaburi province. Let's start by zooming out so you can see exactly where we are in the world. Here is beautiful Thailand, shaped like an elephant. There's its head, its trunk, and its big ol' ears. Thailand is bordered by Myanmar, which we're actually going to talk about in a couple weeks, Laos and Cambodia, and Malaysia down here at the trunk of the elephant. There's the Gulf of Thailand. And here's the rest of beautiful Southeast Asia. Pretty easy to find Southeast Asia on the map. Then you just look for the isthmus here, and you've got it. Easy to find in Thailand. So let's start down here in Chanthaburi, the city proper, because there's some interesting sights to see here. Popping right up is the Catholic Cathedral. Very big, beautiful, standard Catholic cathedral, I think. Very pretty. Kind of looks like a cake with fondant all over it. The best kind of cathedrals look like a cake. I think we've seen a couple of cake mosques too, but I don't know. It's the white trim. The white trim looks like fondant to me, but you can see, oh, pretty fireworks there. Maybe for Christmas. Yeah, all of the beautiful art, statues inside, all the other surrounding buildings. There's a little creche there, really cute for Christmas. Pretty standard cathedral, but it's kind of like the kind of building that I wouldn't normally show because it's pretty standard, right? But here it's a big deal because we're in Thailand, and it's the largest Catholic church in Thailand. So pretty special. Over here's the King Taksin Park. There's a big statue of him in the middle. He has this very famous hat that you always see him wearing and all of the art depicting him. And as you can see, this park is on this cute little island here in this lake. Really pretty. Look at the little flourishes in the grass there. How pretty is that? That would be a nice walking trail, I think. Have a little walk. Then nearby, gosh, I have to remember where it is because it's kind of near here, but not quite. I think it's down here. All of the King Taksin Memorial stuff. It's not this. I think that's just a wad. You can see the gem store starting to pop up though. Oh, I don't remember where it is. Because you think it would be right near this park, but it is not. I remember how I was trying to find it and I got lost. I was wandering around this city like, where did I go? But what a nice city to get lost in. I'll have to type it in later. While we're down here though, I can show you the Gem and Jewelry Center. Which, look at this huge building that's all full of jewelry stores. You can see them popping up there. All the jewelry you can imagine, pretty much. I assume that, you know, there's gems that are mined here in the province, but also gems from around the world too. And you can see where all the gems come from. Pretty cool. Of course, all the jewelry stores. But the place, if you want to buy some gems and stones here in Chanthaburi, is over here on this street. You see all these umbrellas here? These are all vendors selling gems. Probably ones that they found themselves. Just raw for the most part, uncut. Some bracelets made there. There's the waterfront village, which we might take a look at in a minute. Just purely raw gems. You can get them assessed too. Look how pretty. I guess that's rose quartz by the looks of it. But you can see a lot of it is not polished or tumbled or anything. They are raw. And you could probably get them for real cheap. There's the cathedral. Pretty. Those, see, that's what they look like when they're tumbled and polished and all that. When they're not, they just look like rocks. Gosh, it looks edible. It looks like pomegranates. Don't eat those. Those are rocks. Those are beautiful stones. Now, I'm not a person that... This is very complicated for me. I don't believe that stones have healing powers per se, but I do think stones have energy, right? I'm somewhere in the middle believing that stones have healing properties. I think that stones are a miracle. Let's look at some other areas here, because there's, you're telling me a shrimp fried this rice. There's jewelry stores all over the place here. Let me show you. To me, these beautiful stones are made deep in the heart of Mother Earth, made with the pressure and energy from the earth, and I believe that that is inside the stone. And I don't think it's, oh, this stone will help you become smarter. This stone will ail your stuff like that. But I do think that the clear stones emit energy and the dark stones absorb energy, because that's just how physics works with light, you know. That's my opinion. So I imagine when you go to a place like that, you can feel that energy of the earth. But I'm not one of those that's like, oh, you use this stone to heal your cancer or whatever. I don't believe in that at all. All right, where did King Taksin go? Where is his shrine? It's over here somewhere. I think, is this it? No, that's not it. Let me just type in King Taksin and see what comes up. King Taksin Memorial Park. No, not the park. We already saw the park. I lied. We just saw that. King... We need the King Taksin Shrine. Let's try again. My bad. King Taksin, the Great Museum. That seems... Aha! Here's the shrine. Okay, my goodness. I was like, that's not quite it, but that's pretty cool. There's old French army garrison there. This is what I was looking for. King Taksin Shrine. Look how cool. That's fun. And there he is in his wonderful hat. And there's all kinds of little mini shrines for you to, I guess, pray. And there he is. And honor King Taksin, who pretty much saved Thailand in a sense. It wasn't Thailand then, but it would become Thailand. It exists because of him. Otherwise, it would have collapsed and just become part of Burma. Let's look at the museum. Taksin Camp. Yeah, this is where he set up his military base. Hence, this is why the shrine is here. Let's see the museum. It's probably just more of the stuff we already looked at. There's the big old hat. Very nice hat. Looks like a stupa. Maybe it's supposed to look like a stupa. But yeah, you can learn all about his life before and after his time here in Chanthaburi. That's pretty cool. Let's look at the French army garrison. Pretty colonial standard. Bubblegum pink. Interesting. When the French occupied this area. I bet you they stayed a little bit after they handed it over too, just to keep an eye on things. They got a big cannon too. Alright, let's head out of the city. That was everything I wanted to show you. Oh, there's the King Taksin shipyard down here. Let me show you the water real quick. There's mangroves over there, fishing piers, but it's a beautiful coastline. How gorgeous is that? I can like feel like the warmth, the humidity, and the sunshine in these pictures. Smelling the sea breeze, taking influencer pictures. It is so pretty. I mean, it's one of the reasons that Thailand is the most visited. Bangkok is the most visited city in the world, but you can imagine why. It's so cool here. And look at this. Look at all of these fish farms. Wow. Growing some shrimp. I assume there's SeaWorld. And all kinds of fishies, I'm sure. All the fish farms. There's the shipyard. Named after King Taksin. How cool is that? That's so neat to see. There's the Turian Cafe. Alright, so up here in... See what I mean by it's not mountainy, but there's mountains. There's elevation, you know. You can see the wetlands down here, and that's what I'm talking about. I think it's this park or the park further north. further north. Is it this one? I don't think it's this one. Yeah, look at these mountains. I think it's up here. This one? Nope. Big mountain though. Just big old spiny mountains. Where was it? Okay, maybe this one. Goodness, I can't find anything today. Look at me. I practiced this and I can't remember. That's what happens when I take a nap before I film. Wasn't this one, was it? No, it was... Okay, hold on. Let me look at my history. It's got to be this one. It's got... Let me see. Let me look at my recent searches. Some spoilers in there for you. It was... This... No. Goodness. I might just cut away. Maybe I picked the wrong thing. I do want to show you some stuff over here, though. Oh, no, this is it. This is it. This is it. Right? Yes. This is what I want to show you. Okay, never mind. It was right. This, as you can see, is a big outcropping with some rocks and a building there, because up here, once you hike up to this area, is a Buddha footprint. There's a couple. There's King Taksin again. There's a couple of Buddha footprints around the world. We looked at one. Gosh, where were we? Laos? It was in Laos, right? Yeah. We saw one in Laos a little bit ago. You can find them in like Sri Lanka, India, this whole area of Asia. And I don't think there's any pictures here of the footprint. But it's not like a regular footprint. They're gigantic and shaped like a Buddha foot, which has a very distinct shape. But yeah, there's a Buddha footprint up there. So there is a pilgrimage hike you can take up to here. Okay, that was the thing I wanted to show you. I was way off. What was I thinking of? I was probably thinking of the waterfall I want to show you, but I thought the waterfall was over here. Maybe I'm backwards. Maybe I was backwards when I was researching. Maybe I had the map like this when I was researching. That makes sense. Me justifying my mistakes. Anyway, there are some waterfalls I need to show you, but I thought they were not in this park. Apparently they are, but I still don't see them. There's one. That's not the one I wanted to show you. There's like one very famous waterfall. Pretty. Thailand is so beautiful. I bet you it's cold, and I bet this forest is humid. I bet it's hot. All kinds of waterfalls here. As always, I highly encourage you to explore this area for yourself and see what wonders you can find. I thought it was just... Maybe this is where the waterfall I wanted to show you was. I thought there was something here I needed to show you. Well, I gotta find this waterfall. Maybe it's over here. My goodness, I am so turned around. This waterfall. Dun-dun. Gorgeous. And then, of course, you can come splash in the water here. Oh, that's pretty. I wonder how old that is. You can come splash in the water and hike around this area and see all of the beautiful waterfalls in this park. All kinds of miniature walks. There's the big waterfall. So pretty. Wow, that is neat. I'm not sure what's going on there, but it's cool. Oh, is there a Buddha? No, that's a tree. Oh my gosh, I thought this was a Buddha statue peeking out. That was just tree trunks. I wonder if this is like a lodge. That's pretty neat. That's beautiful. And there's one over here. All right, we'll look at this one. And then I think there's one more spot I want to show you. Whoa, look at the tigers. This big tiger shrine. I mean, there probably are tigers here, I assume. But yeah, there's lots of things to see in this province. Alright, I wanted to look up around here because we were looking in here, right? Like a week ago. So we can actually look at the park because the pictures of this park were not over here. They're over here. So this is where I want to end the video for tonight. Again, please explore the rest of this area in your own time because there's a lot to see. But thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this style of content, please consider subscribing. Like I said, there's more Thailand to come. We'll go to Chiang Mai next week. We'll see the highest point in Thailand and all of the wonders in Chiang Mai. Next, though, we are hopping over to Chad, and unfortunately there will not be a Google Earth segment there because in this corner of Chad there are no pictures, like none. Like I found 0 pictures to show you, which is unfortunate. But it is a place with a very interesting history. It's named after the major river flowing through it and the sultanate that once ruled over it. So if you want to hear the history of that region, be sure to subscribe so you won't miss out. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Also, special shout out to all of the new subscribers I got last week from my video about the Channel Islands and my April Fool's Pokemon video. You guys really liked that. So I'm glad because I loved filming it. So hello and welcome. Thanks for subscribing. If you're watching this and not subscribed, I hope that you would join the viewership. I'd appreciate it. I do hope, though, that you found this video to be relaxing and educational. And I hope that you have a good